Hi, everybody. It's so great to have you joining me again. And I'm not a person that complains much. I'm not a person that tends to see the negatives in things. I'm a very positive minded person. But I wanted to talk to you today about something that is a real pet peeve of mine at the moment. And it keeps popping up on things like Facebook and various other social media platforms. And it's something that's actually become known as AI slop. AI slop is fake AI pictures that are being posted. And basically, we're talking about deep fakes in pictures, in audio, in all sorts of things, and the huge danger that exists about these things. Just the other day, my wife and I were listening to something on my Facebook feed that sounded like the voice of Sir Anthony Hopkins, my favorite actor of all time. And he was talking about marriage. And my wife, who's very perceptive when it comes to voices, she said, that is Anthony Hopkins' voice, but that's not him speaking. That's not the way he phrases things. That's not the way he uses his voice. Um, it just wasn't right. And indeed, I found out that it was a fake, and somebody had found Sir Anthony Hopkins' voice, taken a sample of it, and then made this whole speech out of that, actually causing his voice to form these words and saying things that he never said. How dangerous is that? My goodness, somebody could take a clip of my voice, for instance, and have me saying absolutely unspeakable, controversial things that get me into a huge amount of trouble. And they could do it to you too, very easily, with a bit of software that you can download. But the thing is also is photographs. Now, that's become a real annoyance to me because every now and then you'll see on Facebook or on, once again, various other social media platforms, a picture will come up, usually with the tagline that says, why doesn't this picture trend? Why is this picture not trending? Why do people not share pictures like this? And they'll usually show a picture of somebody or something. In the case that I was looking at earlier on, some trees that form the face of what some people might think Jesus looked like. To me, it looks more like Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. But they look at that and they say, oh, that's just wonderful how these trees formed the face of Christ. No, they didn't. That was AI. That was completely manipulated, and it's not true. And it cheapens, if anything, what Jesus means to many Christians, including myself. And so we've got to be so careful of the deep fake things that are being put out there as if they are real, as if they are normal, and they quite simply aren't. And we see this quite a bit in pictures. Now I want to show you some pictures here. And the first one you have a look at over there, um, it looks at first glance like this is a really lovely, happy family. But what on earth is going on with their hands and their legs? What is that all about? And dad's eyes, does he have some sort of congenital eye defect? Some people do, but this is an AI picture. None of that is real. How about this one? And it looks really cute and really lovely, and they look such a handsome family until you take a close look at the little girl on the left who's being held by her mother, and you start counting her fingers, and you realize she has six. But she's not the only one who has hand problems in that family, because the little boy on the right, if you look at his hand that's dangling down in front of his sister, it starts off with what looks like a very small emaciated thumb and index finger, but then it seems to grow into some grotesque malformed shape. And it suddenly becomes quite an ugly picture the more you look at it. All of them have some sort of an eye defect if you really zoomed in close on that one. And we've just got to be so careful. Now, what about this couple? Here we see what seems like a really lovely father-daughter picture until you look a little bit further down and you look at their feet. They're completely mangled, they are completely mutilated, and that quite simply can't be right. And dad has got serious problems with his right arm, and which he's got extended around his daughter's shoulder, and that's probably to comfort her for the fact that her right hand seems to be severely mangled as well as his left leg, and so can just continue. We look at these things and say, oh my word, that's just wonderful, and we look a bit closer and we say, that's not real. And if people can do that with pictures, what else can they do? If they can manipulate your voice to make it sound like you've said something that you never said, how dangerous could that possibly be? So we need to be very, very careful. This is a very dangerous phenomenon, and hopefully it's something that's going to get clamped down on really quickly and really swiftly, because it can cause huge problems for people. Please do not be tempted to try any of that stuff. You could get somebody into trouble that is completely innocent. You could end somebody's career by ascribing to them something that they never said. So please, let's be responsible with our artificial intelligence. There are certain things where it can be a great benefit. I'm sure of that. But please be careful, be wise, and don't fall for the wiles of those that have only got bad intentions in mind. So, just a little bit of a heads up for you today of these things that do exist. Let me tell you this: any sort of false representation, fake pictures, fake speeches, there's no integrity in that whatsoever. Let's be living lives that are full of integrity and full of honor so that we know how to answer people and we've got good answer and good report of everything that we do. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye bye.